afternoon. This is Jared Sylvester, co-founder of the Anchor Point Group. And I just had something come to my mind. It's Monday afternoon, a beautiful afternoon here in Southwest Florida. And we had some amazing news this week where we had a condo go pending in less than 12 hours. So I wanted to discuss something with you that really hit my heart today because, I had a scenario last year where I was working with a homeowner, beautiful home, but they were just a little unrealistic on what they wanted to list the home for. So today I wanted to discuss, the importance of pricing your home correctly, and pricing your home too high can really cost you, and it can cost you a lot. So these are the two scenarios. Scenario A is the one that I was talking about, beautiful waterfront property in Estero. We listed it at 1.1 million. And my advice to them at that time was 990 was the absolute high. I took the listing anyhow because I figured maybe there'd be some interest in some serious negotiation, but I always knew it was listed too high. And I want to bring this up to you because it happens every single day. The homeowners have a certain amount of involvement and attachment to their home, emotional involvement. They're attached to it from just having some fond memories. They love the house. They might have designed it in a specific way, so they think it's perfect, when in reality it might have some things that the public doesn't love, so on and so forth. Additionally, they look at other homes that have sold and don't always see it through the same lens as everybody else. Again, you're showing some sort of favoritism because it's your house. I mean, I do the same. I had obviously wouldn't as a realtor, but prior to being a realtor, I could absolutely see myself doing it, and I have. But the benefit of working with a realtor is we're not just here to kind of be picky on what the price should be. We're here to guide you in a certain way where we think it will sell quickly. So scenario A, 1.1 million, day one, no offers, no showings within the first 3 weeks, which I told my clients that's a very bad sign. You should have multiple individual private showings set up your first week if you're priced right. Fast forward 6 months, we do get an offer, a verbal offer for 920,000. My clients were not appeased at all by that offer. They thought it was way too low, and they said, at this time, we're not desperate, which, it's not my house, so I respectfully agreed, but I did stress that we should reduce the price. So we brought it down from 1.1 to 1,050,000, and this is 6 months, so it's starting to be a stale listing. Average time to close right now in Estero, or time to contract rather, is about 80 days or so. So this was a stale listing, which we'll talk about in a minute. Fast forward another 6 months, we finally get all the way down to 950,000 from our 1.1, and we have so many things working against us at this point. It's like the age-old expression, trying to catch a falling knife. At 950, it's priced okay. I did emphasize at this time because we had a pullback last year. It should be under 900 at this point because there was a lot of inventory. At that time, I think there was about 9 months worth of inventory. Remember, a balanced market is about 6, so we were in a buyer's market or seller's market at this time. Now officially a stale listing. I knew this was it. Actually ended up walking away. I had a great relationship with this client. They're phenomenal people. Nothing against them whatsoever. I just want to use this video as a lesson for if you are looking to list your home, you have to be really careful. There's a fine line on overpricing your home and pricing it correctly. Fast forward, it ended up going to another realtor. They ended up selling it for $775,000. Lost $325,000 from their original asking and $215,000 from what I recommended, and an overall 17 months, which has a ton of carrying costs, and they bought a new property. Fast forward to scenario B, had they priced it right, and it was in this similar scenario where Joe and I sold a home for under 24 hours for multiple offers because it was priced perfectly. Multiple offers, they could have sold it for $1,025,000, right over what I suggested. So obviously, we'd all want scenario B where the price is right, it works out for the buyers, works out for the sellers. But as realtors, when we give you prices, we're not, typically if you're, an experienced realtor, you're giving more of a range. So if you want to sell your house quick, you have more of an aggressive price point. You have a little bit more flexibility where you can price it a little higher, maybe on that midpoint. That's the sweet spot. You can certainly go that route. If you have you kind of just want to test the waters and see what happened, then you do the high water mark. But honestly, in the scenario that I gave you, they were significantly over what the estimated value was for their home. And they paid the price by, 16, 17 months on market, listing it at 1.1 and then finally selling it for 775,000. Don't forget, they had a $920,000 offer on the table that they rejected because they weren't desperate at the time, which is fine. But you don't ever want to catch that falling knife, as I said before. Once you go over that average days on market, you're considered a listing that's getting stale. And buyers are very smart these days. I mean, most of my buyers, I try to educate them, but most of them will ask me, Jared, how long has this house been on the market for that we're looking at? So that is on everybody's mind. When they start to see it being 80, 90, 100, 120 days, they know that they're going to have much more room for negotiation. So why wait that much time, the 120 days when you could get that price from day one even, and we just had that happen this week. We priced a condo perfectly, and it sold in 12 hours. Had we gone over even, I'd even argue 15,000 over what we quoted it at, I think it would still be on the market. So, as much as we all like to call ourselves wolves of Wall Street here and be able to sell a house for any dollar amount, 90% of the reason why homes don't sell is really because of the price. It's price driven. You can be within a certain range, but once you cross over that threshold, it's game over. So I hope this was helpful for you. I don't mean to come off as trying to lecture you and have you sell your house for less than what you think it's worth. I just want you to understand the implications of if you list it for too high than what the market's telling you it's worth, you're not going to sell your home. And it doesn't help you as the seller. It doesn't help us as the realtor. You know, I learned a valuable lesson from that. I vowed I'd never take another listing that's wildly overpriced because it doesn't do anyone any service. So again, I hope this was helpful. Joe and I are here to help you with any of your needs when it comes to selling. If you have questions about purchasing, anything like that, we're here to help. So thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to give us a call, an email, or shoot us a text. So thank you so much.